Hi YouTube, I'm here to make a short video to explain how to make your own kick samples. So starting off here, I've got two kick samples that we're going to slice together and do a lot of editing with. So here are those individual kick sounds. One is kind of a high-end kick with a bit of punch, and the other is a really low-end kick. So I've actually gone right ahead and put these into a drum rack. So I'll just slide this over. And here they are playing at the same time, every quarter note. But you might notice one of the kicks is a little off, and it's giving this kind of clicky sound. That's kind of normal with some samples. So we'll just look at these sample waveforms, and you can see that it's kick 1 that needs to be adjusted. So we'll just move it over. Yeah, that sounds a lot better. And now we'll bring the volume of this one up a little bit to maybe -8. Alright, so to do this editing, you're going to need 3 effects. First of all, the spectrum effect, or some sort of frequency analyzer if you're using a different workstation than Ableton. Like if you're using FL Studio or something. I'm not sure what the name of their effect is that will do this, but I'll leave a link in the description to a program you can download that does this spectrum analyzing. So yeah, what this does is it just shows every frequency that's being played in this audio track. So we're going to solo out kick 1, and now we can see that there's a little bit of a spike around 63, around 63 hertz. So we're going to accent that by putting in an EQ. Make sure it's a parametric EQ so you can do some decent editing. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is put on a high shelf, or at around 60 hertz, and just pump up the Q a little bit. Then take the number 2, the second notch, put that one at 63 or 64-ish, and bring it up, and widen the Q quite a bit more. Bring it up till it's at a desirable volume. And 3 we're going to bring to 200 and drop that out completely. And I'll explain that later, it doesn't really matter right now. Next we're going to look at the spectrum again, and you'll notice this middle section is kind of hollowed out a bit, so we're going to scan through that frequency range by increasing the gain and the Q and just scanning through like this. And we're going to take out frequencies that aren't really doing anything, like that one. And what I mean by aren't really doing anything is when you boost it up, you can't hear any difference. So we can just take that out completely. This one's kind of weak. This is actually not bad. won't take it out completely. Oops. Drop that one a bit too. And lastly, I'm just going to find a good spot to boost up the high here. Right about there seems kind of good. Maybe we'll actually scan a bit lower too. No, I liked it here. So. Alright, next we'll take a compressor and just drop it down till it starts to catch, and then bring the ratio up to just below the 0 decibel point and raise the attack. So let's take off these effects and see what changes. So you've noticed I've strengthened it quite a bit just with that editing right there. Next we'll do the same thing with the number 2 EQ, or the number 2 kick. Put EQ 8 and take a look at the frequency spectrum. It's hitting at around 66, so we'll put on the high shelf at around 60-ish. Boost up the Q a little bit. Take 2, put it on 66, and boost that up with a high Q. That's good. We'll drop out 200 again. And this one is a pretty, this sample is pretty much like a more even sound than the last one. So we're going to scan the whole spectrum. That's all okay. This whole thing is pretty much okay, so we will do a little bit of editing. Actually, the Q on this 3 is too high or too low, so we'll bring that up. And 4, we're going to drop right about there and lower the Q. Maybe drop a little bit more. Then we'll boost up the high. Right about there. Put the EQ on high quality mode. And boost the high shelf a bit. Like that. Yeah, that's good. So here it is without and with. Just a little bit punchier. When we add the compressor, it should be more punchier. So we'll just bring that to where the compressor catches and lower the threshold or the ratio just below 0 here. Raise the attack. So yeah, that's pretty good. So there it is without the effects and with the effects. bit different. So we can just delete that spectrum, and next we'll take this off solo, and now we can hear them hitting at the same time. We'll lower kick 1 a bit, lower the volume of it a bit, and we're just about done now. We'll just minimize these here. And we're going to put another EQ and another compressor over the whole thing. And actually, we should put a spectrum on too, just to look at the whole sound here. So we'll boost it up around 60. Just a little bit. Drop the Q, and actually I'll cut off the subs too, right about there. Cut out 200 again. Like so. And we'll drop this middle part a bit, like that, and raise this. And lastly, we'll raise the high just a little bit, like that. And with the compressor, we'll just drop the threshold to -5, ratio to 4, output 2, and attack. Okay, drop the volume of the whole thing so it's not clipping like that. And the attack around 19. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so there you have it. That's the new kick sound. And what you can actually do is resample this. Alright, better turn the record on. Resample this whole thing. And now you have individual samples of what was playing in that track. So yeah, I think that's everything, and I'll upload the samples I used to just so you guys can use the same samples if you wish. In the next video, I'll explain snares.